Hi. Hello, beautiful people. I thought since today has been such an amazing day, and it's been such an amazing weekend here in England. Fantastic weather, lots happening everywhere. I thought I'd come on and offer anybody who would like to join in a really beginner's yoga session. Please share with anybody who you think might benefit from this. I'm going to be teaching a short chair yoga and Pilates session at my local residence club this week. I said I'd teach it on a chair because I always said from when I first started teaching 35 years ago, and I always said that it doesn't matter if you haven't got legs, if you haven't got arms, if you haven't got whatever, as long as you can breathe, you can do yoga. And that has always been my mantra, because yoga saved me when I first discovered the benefits of yoga, which of course is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, and spiritual. And I think it's really important to come back to the basics of yoga, because it's very easy to get carried away with poses where, in fact, the whole practice is actually all about the breath. So I think what we will do, let's just check that I'm actually live on here, and do feel free to join in. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so feel free to join in. It's a bit weird doing it online without being able to see you, but that's the beauty of being able to do it so that nobody can see you. What I'm thinking of doing is a challenge, possibly not this week, but next week. And I will create a little Facebook group for that. And we will do it so that I can see you, maybe. But the clients that I teach online currently have been with me for many decades, and they have been very, very well taught. So I'm not a huge fan of teaching beginners online, because I am so absolutely hot on alignment. And that's why I'm calling this session yoga, because this is for you just to be in a space for you on this Sunday evening or Sunday afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. I never have a plan, so I'm just guided intuitively where we're going to go. But what I do suggest you have is a cushion, and I'm going to work with a bolster. So if you happen to have a bolster, go grab it now. And I should have got myself some water, but if you're in the UK, go and get some water. Should have prepared better. So let me know if you're here, and if you're planning to join in. Remember, no one can watch you, no one can see you. I have been teaching yoga and Pilates over the last 35 years to students all over the world: Bali, Thailand, Australia, Spain, Greece, Egypt, the Canary Islands, Italy. I was flown out to Italy to teach for a week. That was interesting. It was a pizza and yoga and Pilates holiday that I was invited to. Only I didn't get to stay in the lovely retreat centre. I got to stay in a little pokey flat somewhere about 15 minutes drive away. But I'm not complaining. I've had the pleasure and the honour of teaching students all over the world. I've also taught children. I've taught autistic children and autistic adults. And I have taught the elderly as well. And many of my students who joined my studio, which I closed in lockdown 2 years ago, my Pilates studio, many of my students started in their 60s and their 70s and kept on going. And it was a shame when we had to go into Zoom sessions, because unfortunately that wasn't great for them at the time, working out the technology. So that was one of my biggest grievances, I think, over teaching during lockdown, was that some of my elderly clients who were doing so well in their 80s couldn't manage the getting on and off the floor and what we were doing without the equipment on the Pilates machines. But anyway, that's enough from me. Grab yourself a cushion. Now, I am 62 years old. I have not been teaching more than 3 classes a week for the last 2 years since I shut my studio. And boy, can my body feel the difference. My body can feel the difference. I am blessed that my diet is pretty good, although I can eat pretty much what I want. I didn't used to be able to, but everything people say about getting older and the menopause and what happens to women, well, just reverse it. And that's how it is for me. But what I have noticed has happened to me, that old saying, if you don't use it, you lose it, I guarantee that is true, because I have really, really, really noticed, not my fitness levels, because I walk the dog a lot, but my strength and my flexibility has really gone down. So I'm doing this for us, okay? I'm doing this for you, and I'm doing this for me. Giving is receiving, and receiving is giving. And I'm a natural born teacher, and I love to share. So get yourself comfy, sit on your cushion. I'm going to sit on a cushion too. I didn't used to have to, but I do now. And you really want to make sure that those of you will know that have worked with me before, but you want to make sure that your knees are on the same level as your hips or lower. So first mistake is people's knees, especially the guys, when they're sitting up here with their back rounded. So Martin, if you're there, go grab yourself about 5 yoga blocks or 5 cushions, and it doesn't matter how many books or blocks you're sitting on, as long as you have your back straight. And that will require your knees to be level with your hips. I'm not going to give too many teaching instructions because I want this to be an experience. And please do sit on a chair if you cannot get on the floor, or if you cannot sit on the floor. Now, my dog Ziggy has been brought up with me teaching online meditation and mindfulness and yoga, and he gets very relaxed when I'm teaching, and he starts chewing his bone when he's relaxed. So if you can hear his bone and his chewing, it means he's really calm and nurtured and relaxed. I find it a little bit annoying, but that's a great practice for me to choose to let it go and love him for feeling relaxed. So sitting on a chair or sitting cross-legged or however is comfortable for you, you can also sit on your knees. Let's just begin by closing the eyes and just become aware of your body. Just become aware of how you're feeling right now in this moment. So take a deep breath in. And I just want you to track through your body. So just noticing how your shoulders feel. Notice how your face feels. Maybe it feels tight and closed. Maybe you've been arguing on Facebook today. Maybe your eyes feel tight. Maybe you've been squinting in the sun. Just notice. You don't need to change anything if you don't want to, but just become aware. Notice how you feel across your chest. Again, just breathe. And if you had to describe the feeling, would you describe the feeling across your heart center, your chest, your heart center, as closed, tight? Would you describe it as a feeling of openness, spaciousness? There's no right or wrong, by the way. This is your experience. Just allow yourself to breathe into your heart space. And then just drop your awareness down into your belly. Notice how you feel. Allow the belly to soften. Breathe into the belly. Notice if your tummy, your internal organs feel tight or icky or anxious. Just breathe deeply. Just breathe deeply down into your belly, into your womb space, into your pelvis. You might want to let out a big sigh. There is huge power in allowing the sound to come out as you exhale. So just try breathing down into your belly, into your pelvis as deeply as you can. Let out a sigh. And as you do that, this is really powerful. Allow your jaw to relax. So take another deep breath in to your belly. Open your mouth. And as you exhale, just feel the weight of your bum sitting on that surface beneath you. Let's try it again. Deep breath in. Just allow your pelvis, your sit bones to be supported by the surface beneath you. And then take your awareness into the back of your body. We focus a lot on the front. The eyes are in the front. Our awareness is in the front. I want you to see if you can breathe into the back spaces in the body. As if the back of your body is just supporting you, just holding you, so that you can relax into that support. Breathing in. You might just want to let out that sound. So you've got the support from the floor beneath you. You've got the support behind you. Imagine the strong arms of a beautiful man or partner or parent or God or the angels or a tree trunk, whatever you choose. Just visualize that support. Let's try it again. Deep breath in. And then just go back inside your body and notice how you're feeling. Just relaxing your jaw, relaxing your belly, and allowing the corners of your mouth to turn upwards. That is yoga, man. That is yoga. So, if you're sitting on a chair, I'm going to get you to take your legs, bend your legs, and just press your knees out to the side and just rock yourself side to side so that you feel some stretch on your inner thighs. And if you're sitting cross-legged, I want you to bring the soles of your feet together. You can interlock the fingers around the front of your toes, and we're just going to bounce the knees up and down. So just bouncing the knees up and down. Breathing. Jaw is relaxed. Just do this for another 5 or 10 seconds, just bouncing the knees up and down, or if you're on a chair, just that you feel the legs opening and stretching into the inner thighs. And then we're going to take one leg out to the side. So if you're sitting on a chair, just straighten that leg and see if you can lengthen your spine. So as you inhale, the breath will move up the spine and naturally lengthen the spine. So imagine that your spine is really moving in a vertical line, not just to your neck, but all the way through the center of the body, through the crown of the head, and all the way up to the heavens. And just allow that feeling of length. Just allow that feeling of length. And if you're sitting on a chair, you may need to lean forwards, or if you're very, very flexible, or a dancer or a gymnast, we're not looking to get the chin on the chest. We're looking to keep the back straight and the legs straight. So you're only hinging forwards as far as you can keep your back straight. So if I show you from the side, you're going to be like this and not like this, which I have seen all too often. And you can use the cushions or the blocks underneath your bum to help keep your back straight. And we're just going to stay here. Nice to see you guys. Let me know if you're joining in or if you're on the replay. And we're just going to hold this here. You can close your eyes, soften your face, relax your jaw. This is a lovely Sunday evening stretch, and I'm going to do a little bit of strength as well. So just take a few breaths here. Martin, are you here? Are you joining in? And then if you bring your elbow to the inside of your knee, so just rest your elbow to the inside of your knee and bring the other hand to the lower back. Now don't collapse your spine, but just literally rotate your spine. So levering yourself around, heart center up towards the ceiling, towards the sky, jaw relaxed, spine long, and then slowly return. And change legs. So if you're on a chair, stick one leg out to the side. We're going to twist and just hinge forwards, keeping the back nice and straight. How are you feeling? Now, what you could do is you could get your hand and you could pull your bum cheek out the way. So just pull your bum cheek out the way, especially the ladies. Pull the flesh out the way. And that will give you more grounding into the sit bone. Just a little tip. I really like to teach teachers lots and lots of corrections that they can give to their students. Because after a 35-year span, there's a whole host of tools and corrections I can pull out of a bag. It's nice to have the opportunity just to share with you right now. So if you're a teacher, I love to really open up the space for getting out of the head. So let's slowly come up. So one of the key principles of yoga is to practice being in the now, practice to be in the present. Let's come on to all fours. And one of the ways that you can practice being in the present during your yoga class is to imagine that you have never, ever done this before. So the problem for teachers is that we tend to go into a class and we're judging the teacher. But if you can have the experience of wonderment within your own body and just feel into a new experience with every move. And what's so wonderful about teaching the same people for me every single week, month in and month out, is that we always do it a different way. There is always a new experience to be had, even though we may have done the exercise a million times before. So it's never, ever the same. So come onto all fours so that your shoulders are over your wrists and your knees are underneath your hips. I actually couldn't find any of my shorts because since the flood, I chucked everything out, and then I had some boxes in the greenhouse which I need to soak in distilled vinegar. Don't ask. Okay, so draw the shoulders down, and we're just going to come into a cat stretch. Now, rather than just go into this hunched up, shoulders up thing, I want you just to imagine that somebody is picking up the back of your bra strap. So guys can imagine they've got a bra on. So it's around the area of T12. And we're just going to loosely pick up the spine, draw the shoulders down, make sure you don't hang the head, but just let the chin move towards the chest, as if you're holding a big orange between your chin and your chest. And then slowly, we're going to allow that to reverse. So the most important part here, I think, is not to just collapse in your lower back. A lot of people who are very good at yoga have very, very, very tight and lumbar type lower backs and lordosis. So I'm not looking for you just to collapse in your lower back, but to lift your collarbones up. Get that feeling of really lifting from here, and not collapsing in your lower back. This is where I really wish I could see you, but I want you to get the feeling of lifting as if you've got pieces of string on your collarbones attached to helium balloons, so that your collarbones are starting to float up. Now, a lot of people say to me, how do you keep your neck so toned? Well, I tell you, you can practice Pilates all day, every day, by walking and being in good posture. And this really helps to understand how to use the neck. I could do a whole course on necks. So you don't want to be crushing the discs at the back of the neck. All right. I all too often see shoulders up. Oh, it hurts to demonstrate. Chins up and lots of compression in the back of the neck. You don't want that. You want to imagine that you're really lengthening out the back of the neck, and it's the lifting of the collarbones and the subtle extension for each vertebra. So that each vertebra, the angle is even, and it's not just jutting into one or two of the vertebra in the middle of the neck. So it shouldn't feel painful. Shoulders are down, lifting the nipples up, guys and girls. Feel a little stretch in the belly, wide sit bones, take a breath in, and then just picking up from the bra strap, from T12, rounding the back, trying to get an equal stretch through the whole spine. And then we're going to sit back on the heels. Now, this is where some of you won't sit your bum on your heels. This is where you want to get one or two cushions and put the cushions on your heels so that you can sit your bum back, and then you can use more cushions or a bolster for your forehead. And we're going to stretch the arms forwards. So just resting your forehead and your bum onto a surface. And I want you just to breathe deeply into the spine. It's a beautiful stretch. Just feel the weight of your sit bones dropping to your heels. Some of you may need 2 or 3 cushions underneath your bum, and you still may be so tight in your hips or your thighs that you cannot get your bum on your heels. Some of you, very often the guys, may be very tight in the front of your foot. So what I recommend is also getting a cushion and putting a cushion underneath your feet, so that the front part of your ankle is in contact with the surface, so that you can relax into the stretch. And then from there, draw the belly in and slowly roll up to sitting. Slowly roll up to sitting. I know that some of you will not be able to sit on your heels. Just do what you can. If you're sitting on cushions, that should be okay. And then we're going to come onto our side. Now, you do need to be on the floor for this one. I haven't got the time to be able to teach a chair version of this online without being able to see you. If you are doing this from a chair, let me know. Let's see if we've got anyone with us. So hi there. Thanks for listening. Hi, John. Hi, Joe. Are you joining in? That is the question. So get on the floor if you're not joining in. We're going to go into a side lift. Now, really, really important that the shoulders are down. Okay. Really important, we're going to have the thighs together, and we're going to make sure that as we pick the waist up and the hips up, that we don't collapse in the shoulder. So if you imagine you have a wall behind you and you've got your feet and your bum and your head all against that wall. Keep the shoulders down. If you're very weak, you may want to stay here and just focus on keeping the shoulder down and the waist pulled up. If you're okay, you're going to take a breath in and we're going to pick the waist up. Now, you can either have your hand to the side of your head, or you can reach your fingertips all the way up to the ceiling and imagine your fingertips are being pulled up to the ceiling. We're going to breathe. And then pick the waist even higher. Your arm is connected to your waist. Let's come a bit. Your arm is connected to your waist. And you're going to float your arm overhead. Let me make sure you can see what I'm doing here. A big crystal bowl out of the way. Okay. And then if you want to extend this, you can straighten one leg or you can straighten both legs. Lift the waist as high as you can. So really getting that lift through the waist. For 3 and 2. See if you can lift the waist a little bit higher. And then slowly coming down with control. Bend the knees. You can do this bit sitting on a chair with your feet on the floor. We're going to take a breath in. It's sweaty tonight. It's sweaty, sweaty Betty tonight. And we're going to go into a side bend and just bring your hand onto your rib cage. We're going to breathe into those intercostal muscles. Get as much length out of your spine as you can so you're not collapsing the discs. And just feel the rib cage expanding and stretching and lengthening through the spine, through the arm, and then release all the way down. Come back onto all fours. Tuck the toes. Stick your butt out without allowing the lower back to collapse. Shoulders down. We're going to lift the knees off the floor. Now, if you haven't done any core work or any Pilates, I want you to really suck the navel into the spine, but I never teach it like that. Not to my students, but because I don't know who's listening and I don't want to cause you an injury, I want you to draw the navel into the spine. But if you're really well aligned with your bones, you won't need to think about that too much. So tuck your toes, lift the knees an inch off the floor and just hold it for 5, 4, 3. Make sure your shoulder blades are not sticking out, guys. 2, 1. Slowly come down, back into your cat stretch, keeping the shoulders down, back into downward dog. So this time, maybe you don't need a cushion. It's very warm. Or maybe you do. Maybe you need a cushion underneath your forehead. Stretching your arms and breathing deeply into your spine. It's a wonderful spine stretch. See if you can walk the fingers forwards a little bit further. Dropping the sit bones into the heels. Take a breath in. Draw the navel up to the spine to initiate rolling up one vertebra at a time. And we're going to come on to the other side. So on your side, do remember to stay on your knees. Please don't start overdoing it. People don't often overdo it. They normally underdo it, to be fair. Okay, so shoulders down, elbow underneath your shoulder, knees together, legs bent. Take a breath in, pick the waist up. Make sure you're really stable in your shoulder girdle. We don't want shoulder blades sticking out like chicken wings. Okay, extend one arm to the head or up to the ceiling. You can extend one leg if you like. If you want, you can straighten the second leg. Lift the waist up. Imagine your fingertips being pulled up to the ceiling. Pick the waist even higher. Take it into a side bend for 5, 4. High as you can. Hug the inner thighs together. And slowly come down with control, 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 control. Bend the legs. Grab hold of your shin. Inhale the arm up. Exhale over into a side bend. Let's breathe into those intercostal muscles. Feel them expanding. And slowly release. Well done. Okay, so let's come on to heels again. We are going to interlock the fingers behind the back. Now, not everybody can do this. So what I suggest you do is grab a scarf. What have I got here? I've got the bikini top I had on earlier today. It's a bit like a diner band. So if you've got something you can hold on to, if you can't get your hands together and you're very much like this, because we want the upper arms to come together, you could take your hand around a sock or a diner band, have your hands a little way apart, and then just pull the hands apart to encourage the upper arms to come towards each other. So that's how you would do that, okay? But if you're okay with that, just interlock the fingers and draw the knuckles down and draw the upper arms together. Take a deep breath in. And we're going to bring the forehead down to the floor, and you're going to roll up onto the top of your head. So we're going to start to really lift the hips up, come to the top of the head. If you've got your hands in a diner band, you can have the hands apart. Breathing, don't go beyond the top of the head. So we're activating through the crown chakra. Breathing and then slowly rolling down. Stay down here in child's pose this time, arms down by your side, and just allow the shoulders to droop. This is a wonderful stretch. Dropping the heels to the bum, quietening the mind. So just stay there for a moment, stay there for a moment. When we drop the head below the heart, it's a beautiful time for the mind to quieten. So that makes this a lovely evening practice. And then slowly, slowly draw that navel all the way up into the spine. And come and lie down on the floor. So it seems like I'm going to give you a relaxation. So lying down on the floor. And just allow yourself to find a position that's comfortable, where you're not going to be disturbed for 5 minutes. You can pop your head on a cushion, so we don't want to crush those discs in the back of the neck. I always recommend many people, especially if your posture's not great, or if you're quite tight in the front here, to have a cushion underneath your head. And if you find that your lower back is getting pulled, just pop your legs over some cushions or a bolster, just the backs of the knees over the cushion or the bolster. And then just slowly allow your head to roll over one shoulder. And then very slowly through the center and over the other shoulder. And then roll the head back to center. And just take your awareness into your toes. Relaxing your toes. And then taking your awareness into your ankles, circling your feet one way and then the other way. And then relax your feet. And bring your awareness into your thighs. In order to do that, you may need to just tighten your thighs or your butt, just so you feel your thighs. And then relax. Clench your buttocks, squeeze them tight, tighter, and relax. Take your awareness into your belly. And just breathe into your belly. And notice any tightness. And allow a deep breath to melt away any tension, any knots, any contraction. Just allow the belly to soften, to expand, to smile. Warm belly. Bring your awareness to your chest. Maybe draw your shoulders upwards and feel the tension across your chest. And then relax your shoulders. Make a fist with your hands, tense up through your arms, take your shoulders up to your ears. Feel the tension. And then just let it go. You can just open out your hands, arms away from your body. Have the palms turned up and allow the fingers to naturally curl upwards. So you're not holding any tension in your fingers. And then just draw the shoulder blades down into the floor. Feel the tension in your upper back. And release. And then bring your awareness to your throat. Notice any tension in your throat. Don't worry. If you feel any emotions coming up, it's perfectly natural to want to cry. Or you may feel a bubbling up of emotion. Just welcome it. Welcome whatever wants to show up. Relax your jaw. Relax your cheeks. Just feel a softness across your forehead and around the eyes. The temples. And allow your eyeballs to drop back into the sockets. Relax your scalp, your ears, your eardrums. And just imagine now looking down at yourself. All relaxed, looking peaceful, looking 10 years younger. And allowing beautiful you to enjoy, allowing yourself to fully let go. Nothing really matters. You are a child of God or the universe. You are connected to the most incredible universe. You are amazing. You are beautiful. You deserve the very best. Allow yourself to rest in that beautiful place of relaxation, surrender, of peace. Notice any judgments coming up towards yourself. Notice monkey mind, the thoughts, the repetitive thoughts, and just thank them, welcome them, and come back to that beautiful space, creating your own inner sanctuary, a place where you can reside quietly, calmly, anytime you choose. When you're ready, begin to draw your awareness back into the room, back into your body. Begin to deepen the inhale. And as you slowly blink your eyes open, I want you to imagine that you are just seeing the impressions and the shapes and the colors as if for the first time, with the wonderment of a young child, without labeling. And just see if you can connect to that frequency of childlike joy, maybe even playfulness, or whatever is presented to you. So it may be sadness, it may be some emotion. Really welcome that for showing you what has come up to be healed, to be held, to be loved. And just slowly, slowly roll onto your side. Give yourself a little hug. And in your own time, come up to sitting. Sitting comfortably. Just bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. We're going to take a breath into the belly. I'm going to take a breath into the heart. I'm going to take a breath into the heart and then into the belly. Breathing in, heart, belly. Just visualize another breath as golden, pure, white light, moving all the way up your body, healing, cleansing, relaxing. And then visualize that golden light pouring from the top of the head all the way around your body, surrounding you, front, back, sides. And this time we're going to bring the palms together into the prayer pose. And we're going to use the extension of the arms from the spine to increase an inhalation. So take a deep breath in, all the way down to the bottom of the pelvis. And then until you've got no left. So see if you can make a sound at the back of the throat. Let's do 2 more. This is how I finish all of my sessions. Deep breath in. Even when you think you've finished breathing out, keep breathing out, 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 out. One more. Inhale. Last one. Make it the deepest breath you've ever taken in your entire life. Bring the palms together. Hands in prayer. And we're just going to set an intention for the coming week. I find it's a very important part of our practice. So just setting an intention that you have for your week, whether you want to bring in a feeling or an idea or an experience or a thing. No judgment. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for watching, and many blessings, and see you soon. Big love.